Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome. This is the Tarot with Titania reading for the Autumn Equinox 2022. I invite you, as usual, to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me to bring your energy into sync across time and space so we can do this reading together and bring through the energies of what it is that we most need to know right now. I just invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, grounding you deep into this present moment, anchoring you into the here and now, setting the intention and knowing that this tree root is not only a profound grounding for you in this present moment, but it is a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, and we are about to do a reading for the Autumn Equinox 2022. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information that we most need to receive right now, and to provide that in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and collective good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all of those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange and ensure that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we all receive what it is that we most need to know in terms of this Autumn Equinox 2022 for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good, and the good, of course, of this beautiful planet we get to call home. I'd also like to invite the 4 Archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us across time and space. Wherever you are enveloped in this beautiful container of light. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. We set the tone for ease, for clarity, for wisdom, for inspiration, for healing, for whatever it is that is in our collective heart and mind. May it be addressed here and now in this window of time that we have together today for our personal and collective good. And anything that doesn't match these frequencies of love and light is welcome to go now. And with that, let's get started. Okay, so Creator, what do we need to know? What would be most helpful for us as individuals and as a collective of humanity for our good and in service to life and light on the planet at this time? What do we need to know about this time of the equinox and the energies that are coming up for the next few months? Because we are already in the vicinity of the equinox energy. So we can rise and be of service in good ways through our gifts and talents and abilities, with lots of love and light in our hearts and minds. All right, so what do we need to know right now for our good? Body, mind, heart, and spirit, and a foundation card. All right, so I think I have them all arranged the way I want them. Let's get started. Okay, body. We have the High Priestess. The energy of the body. This is all about the collective consciousness. It's interesting because it is through the body that we have, our body is the bridge to the human experience. When we become embodied as humans, our body is our compass. It lets us know our preferences. It gives us the opportunity to experience and savor the qualities of this life. So it's very, very important. And it is also our bridge to the collective consciousness, which is what the High Priestess represents. This is the energy, the field that we are all part of, that we all emerge from and return to when we are finished with this lifetime. So another name for it is the collective consciousness. So the energy of the body at this time, what do we need to know? We need to know that this body is really important, that it is not to be disregarded, it is not to be dismissed, it needs to be honored and recognized as the vessel of our light, the vessel of our spirit. It is sacred, and we need to take care of it as being sacred. What do we need to honor this beautiful body, to care for it, to provide for it, so that it can support us and serve us in the work that we are here to do? So, in this time of the equinox, what do we need to do to take care of our bodies? Well, there's some pretty fundamental things that we more or less know. We need to get enough rest. We need to drink enough clean water. We need to eat healthy foods, and we need to get enough exercise. We need to breathe deeply. We need joy and love. All of these things are part of the experience of this humanness of the body. So this card is just reminding us of the importance of the body. And it's a major arcana, which is an indication of this is a spiritual thing. This is part of our soul growth, is understanding the importance of our human form and the importance of caring for this human form and of being here now, right in this present moment, in this body. That's where we know our preferences. That's what we know what is true for us. Our discerning is right here, right now in our bodies. So this is very, very important at this time of the equinox and going forward, is connecting to the wisdom of this embodied state of our isness, if you want to call it that. So the level of the body, paying attention to being embodied and caring for this body. Because when we care for this body, we give it the energy and allow it to be more. It's like we can consciously work with the field of energy, which in its density becomes the body, but breathe into it, expand it out. This is what meditation, yoga, tai chi, qigong, all of those practices through the movement and the breath, they open the body, the spaces of the body, the density of the body open and bring more light and life into this dense field and allow it to circulate more freely. Same thing with what we put in our bodies. Are we adding life and light and air and circulation, or are we causing it to densify and compact and not be as free-flowing and easeful as it could be? So just understanding that, the sacredness of the body, and how are we contributing to that sacredness and to that brilliance and flow of energy. The level of the mind. Sorrow. Well, we do know astrologically, those who are following these things, it's a very, very intense time. And on the level of the mind, I think there's just a lot going on. There's a lot of incoming different messages that could leave us ungrounded and feeling anxious and uncertain and concerned, playing on our fear, playing on our anxieties, and leaving us not grounded, not peaceful, not centered. So at this time of the equinox, just realizing that the mind isn't the only aspect of our form. It's an important aspect. It helps us to discern what is important to us and what is necessary to us, but it isn't the only aspect of our being that is important at this time. And I think what this card is just making us mindful of is just be discerning about what is coming into your mental field, and realizing that ultimately, even though it may seem confusing and disruptive, ultimately it is all serving us. If we look, these dark forms that surround this figure, which looks like it's languishing at the bottom of a pit. Anyway, there are these golden hearts in the middle of each of these dark forms. So no matter the adversity that we face, personally and collectively, it is serving our greater good. Our challenge is not to fall in the pit of despair. Our challenge is to use the adversity and the high contrast to clarify what it is that we want, to get clever about that, to be discerning about that, and then, rather than complaining and staying fixed in the hole, to pivot towards what is wanted. Give that your attention and your energy and your focus, because where you put that is what you will be creating, is what you will be pulling towards you. It's very important to understand how powerful our capacity for co-creation with life is. When we work with it and harness it, we can do incredible things. That's the brilliance of being embodied in this form, in this reality at this time. We get to play with reality and co-create with it in magnificent ways. We get to learn what our abilities and our potential is. And we only do that by stretching and reaching. And so we stretch and reach when we have adversity, when we have contrast. And so what this is just indicating is on the level of the mind, there is a lot of this contrast happening. It's a lot of things that are knocking us off our center. We need to come back to the wisdom of the body. We need to come back to this now moment. And you do that by following the breath back into the body. Nice deep breath. Come back here, right now. In this moment, you know what is appropriate for you. You as an individual cannot solve the problems of the collective. You can only do what is most appropriate for you in every moment. And you know that by being here now. So just a reminder that even on the mental, if you're feeling on the mental level like it's getting to be a little bit much, there's a lot going on and it's just kind of knocking you off your center, take a deep breath, come back to yourself, come back to your body, come back to your truth, come back to your inner compass this moment and live from the inside out. Yes, things are going on in the world. Yes, there are all very many different ways of interpreting that and how it's going to play out, etc., etc. We can't predict the future. We can only be here now in our life and create from this now moment. Our future unfolds from the here and now. That's what this is talking about. So don't be crushed or diminished by mental adversity. Take a deep breath, let that go, and come back to the here and now. Maybe do something simple. Go for a walk. Go hug a tree. Do your dishes, do your laundry, do something constructive, physical, something that relates to your body, to this now moment, that contributes to your life in a positive way, that moves you forward in a positive way, however small or large. Go clean your closet or your junk drawer, something like that, and just unplug from the distractions of the outer world, because that's the outer world, and you live right here, right now, in your direct experience. Okay, body, mind. Heart is next. I love this. We have the card of romance, the Two of Hearts. So this energy of dropping into our heart and fostering our romance with life is what this is about. It's time for us to be in love with our lives, in love with our experience, our opportunity of being here now in these beautiful bodies, having this unique, once in a lifetime experience of being here now. You will never be in this body again in the same way that you are right now. This is it. You get this one chance. So how are you enjoying it? How are you savoring it? How are you basking in it? How are you appreciating your romance with life? Are you looking around with critical eyes? Are you looking around with eyes of appreciation, noticing how wonderful life is, how abundant nature is, how beautiful the world is, how that beauty is everywhere if you simply turn your eyes to see it? That's that energy, once again, of where the attention goes. You get to choose where you put your attention. And you can choose to focus on what isn't working and what's miserable and the dysfunction and how we're all going to hell in a handbasket. Or you can choose to see the good in the world. You can choose to see the good people, the beauty in the world, the actions that people are taking to make the world a better place. Yes, in our ignorance, we are making choices that maybe aren't the best. But the good thing about us is that as humanity, we are resilient and we can adjust and adapt. And when we realize we've made a mistake, we have an opportunity to grow and change it, don't we? And we know that in this now moment. So what are we choosing? Are we choosing to be in love with life? Are we choosing to savor our experience here? Are we choosing to love ourselves and our time here on this planet and savor it for the blessing that it is and add our joy and our celebration of that to the collective field? Because that will open our collective heart in beautiful ways. So not just personally, but when we all choose to be in love with life and choose to come from this place of awe and gratitude and appreciation, that will profoundly shift the collective energy. So you choose. I recommend being in love with life. It's way more fun. Okay. And asking yourself, how will the universe surprise and delight me today? And when you see those beautiful rainbows, there's nothing wrong with taking it personally and thanking life for sending you such beauty. Okay, and on the level of spirit, generosity, beautiful energy of the Six of Pentacles. And this is that Pentacles are the earth energy. And so there's that beautiful earthy quality. Once again, this being in the body, enjoying the humanity, enjoying the sensory pleasure of being here. So on the spirit level, the position is spirit. We have the card of generosity. It's basking in the energy of generosity. So what does that mean? That means noticing how generous life is, noticing the abundance of love and life force and beauty and well-being. All of this abounds when we give it our attention. And when we tap into that field, and we do that through gratitude, it's one of the most accessible ways of tapping into this field of abundance that is life. I mean, that's the energy of life. Love is abundant. Life is abundant. It is about this generous, easy, free flow of life force and energy in magnificent and beautiful ways. When we think about scarcity, that's us contracting. That's us shutting ourselves off. So when you think about any practice, as I mentioned the ones before, the yoga, the qigong, the tai chi, meditation, and there are so many more that I'm not aware of, but I think about those because those are the ones I am familiar with. Through the breath, we bring life into the body, we inspire, and we open. As I was mentioning here, we open the field that is the energy form of the body. Because yes, it may seem that we are hard and three-dimensional, but from a quantum perspective, we are a vortex of energy. We are a sort of a density, a coming together, a gravitation, mini black hole maybe, but that idea that we are a density of energy around intention, the intention of us being embodied at this time. And so when we get into this and understand that life is flowing through us, we can access it through expanding our energy field. And we do that by breathing in appreciation and love and gratitude and well-being. Bringing breath into the body, expanding the field of the energy. When we go into fear, when we go into doubt, when we go into uncertainty and anxiety, we contract, we become smaller, we become denser, and we lose our connection to the field of life that surrounds us. That is abundance, that is love, that is all of those things that we long to be connected to. So just being really aware of that at this time of the equinox and moving forward in the next few months, it's this remembering that our spiritual nature is generous, and we can tap into it through intentional practices like in the moment, taking a nice deep breath, dropping back into your heart, dropping back into this beautiful body, and looking around with eyes of appreciation and gratitude. Look for the things that you can count as your blessings and make a practice of it, because it will expand your field, and life loves to send us more to be grateful for. So that's the level of spirit. It's this beautiful tapping into the flow and the field of generosity, the expansion, the abundance of the universe. And then we become agents for us. When we expand and open up, we are channels for that light and energy through us into the world, through our gifts, through our abilities, through our talents. We are channels for this gorgeous, amazing, expansive, life-giving flow. And when we intentionally open ourselves up to that possibility, then we complete the field of generosity. It's not just about us receiving, it's about passing it on through us and out into the universe, to each other, to the planet, whatever it is that you feel called to. And you know your enthusiasm is that peace that calls you forward. That's life calling you onward into more life, calling you on to more expansion, calling you on to more good, beautiful, expansive, tremendous experiences. So this is such a lovely, lovely reading so far. And this here, I thought we should pull one of these. Is this the foundation card? What do we need to know? Like, what is the foundational energy of the equinox, this this for this autumn. And here we have the Two of Pentacles, and the card is change. So change on the material level. Things are changing all around us in amazing ways. It's a really interesting time to be alive. And if we see, we have snakes here, and snakes shed their skin. And you can only imagine what kind of a transformation that would be like. So that is the time that we are in. This is the foundation of this reading, of this equinox, is this quality of change. And how will we be with this change? Well, if we pay attention to what these cards are telling us, that is what will help us to navigate this change. Once again, we are not here to change from the outside in. We are changing from the inside out. We have to listen to our inspiration from that expanded, intentional space of being a clearing for more love and light on the planet. Each of us is a channel. Each of us is a conduit of that love and light. We're here to shine brightly, to share our gifts, our abilities, to do it appropriately while we take care of ourselves so we don't burn ourselves out, doing things appropriately, cultivating our romance with life, our love of life, our love of this beautiful experience, and our appreciation and gratitude for that. When you think about any relationship, a relationship thrives when we feed it with good energy and we see and affirm the good that we see in the other, the one that we love. We'll do that with life and see how it all expands and alters beyond your wildest imaginings. And this beautiful spirit card of generosity, of flowing that life through you, being the channel of generosity, of love and light in the world, you as an individual, bringing your light and your beauty and your uniqueness to the world. And that is as simple as showing up and choosing to see the good in everyone that you meet. Choosing to see, affirm, and evoke that in everyone that you meet as you go about your day. And that is transformative in and of itself. And then we find ourselves in a time of change. The equinox is indicating this. This is the change of the seasons, of course. But on a bigger level, it's the change of the human experience at this time. I like to think we are evolving from a lower iteration of humanity to a more expanded, intentional, conscious, I'd like to, dare I even say, evolved aspect of humanity. I don't know what that's going to look like ultimately, but I do believe that that's why we're here. And we get to choose to be part of it through this kind of intentionality and awareness. And of course, the mind. You know, it's just being aware that the mind may not always take us where we need to go. It has aspects that serve us really, really well. But it's also, in our current climate, it's been conditioned in particular ways. And so just being aware of that. And giving yourself permission maybe to unplug from the things that might be triggering the fear and the anxiety and the doubts and the concerns that we have. Slow it down a little bit. That's okay. You don't have to take it all in. It's impossible to anyway. But for your own mental health, your own well-being, just notice. Notice how you're feeling and then make decisions that are for your best. Okay, I think this is pretty clear. I think this is a really wonderful reading. And we are all going to navigate this change beautifully and intentionally and magnificently. And as each of us holds this beautiful energy, we will facilitate that amazing growth and expansion in others, holding space for their amazing contribution in their own way. And that ripple effect will head out into the world and transform things really beautifully. It's all good. We're all getting there. And I wish for all of you that this will be easy and for your highest and greatest good, and that you will see truth and you will know what's appropriate for you, and you will listen to your heart, and you will drop into this beautiful body, savor this beautiful human experience, and appreciate it. Send appreciation out to life for giving you this opportunity to be here now, whatever that means to you. If you believe in God, prayers are good. Expressions of gratitude are always appreciated, whether you're human or otherwise. So let's take a moment, just take a deep breath, and we'll close this reading. Coming back to that magnificent body. Every time you take a nice deep breath, you are opening up that incredible field of your humanness, allowing more light and air and space to exist between your cells, between your atoms. To let more light sit in those fields so that you can hold more of the broader, wiser part of you here and now. All of those practices are helpful for having more of you here now. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. I'm here with all of your children, and we have just finished the Equinox reading. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here together, holding this space and understanding our human experience at this time in ways that are affirming and empowering and enlightening, so that we can hold more of our light at this time, that we can support each other in shining more brightly, and that we can flow the energy of life generously through us out into the world and make a difference simply by being the radiant beacon of light that we are, through our intention, through our love, through our wisdom. I want to thank all those who are supporting us and holding us in good ways, all those who are holding the space today for us, and I want to thank all of you, for being here, for listening to this, taking it in, and helping to hold this collective field so that we all benefit from our collective intention and focus and will to bring through good information for our good at this time, personally and collectively. Couldn't do it without you, so thank you. I wish you a really beautiful time of the change, of the equinox, and I wish you peace and ease and grace as humanity navigates these strange times. And if you find yourself going into your head, just remember to take a deep breath, come back out of your head, come back down into your body, and realize that what you have to do is just what's in front of you. It's very simple, and to do it well with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your goodness. Do it well, and that is how we will get through this and make the world a better place in the meantime. Much, much love and light. Happy autumn.